think the United States has to do more, and I would like to see us move from what is a good start with 10,000 to 65,000 and begin immediately to put into place the mechanisms for vetting the people that we would take in, looking.
But we will have vetting that is as tough as it needs to be from our professionals, our intelligence experts, and others.
That would be the concern. Databases don't hold the information on these individuals. Is that still the position of the department?
Yes, I think that's the challenge we're all talking about, is that we can only query against that which we have collected. And so if someone has never made a ripple in the pond in Syria in a way that would get their identity or their interests reflected in our database, we can query our database till the cows come home, but we're not going to, there'll be nothing show up because we have no record on that person. That's what Assistant Director Steinbach was talking about. You can only query what you've collected. And with respect to Iraqi refugees, we had far more in our databases because of our country's work there for a decade. This is a different situation.
But we will have vetting that is as tough as it needs to be from our professionals, our intelligence experts, and others.
There is some concern about the onslaught of refugees into our country, and I apologize if you've answered this question, but I'd like to ask you, what do we know? How do we vet these refugees coming to our country? Is there a way to do it that we can rely upon? My office does a lot of immigration work. We work with those who are attempting to immigrate legally every day, and we help them any way we can to try and jump through the hoops. It's very strange that we now have groups that are coming in the way they are that really skip all those steps in between. So I'm just wondering if you could share with me what your experience is and what you know about the process.
But we will have vetting that is as tough as it needs to be from our professionals, our intelligence experts, and others.
The bad news is we will have less data with respect to folks coming out of Syria than we did with respect to Iraq, because we don't have the U.S. Army presence and all of that would give us biometrics to query. So the risk is that someone who is a blank slate to us will be vetted by us in a process that's efficient and complete, but will show no sign of anything because they've never crossed our radar screen. That's why I describe it as a process that's gotten a lot better, but that we can't tell you is risk-free.
But we will have vetting that is as tough as it needs to be from our professionals, our intelligence experts, and others.
And then you take statements that have been made by ISIS leaders themselves that they have been able to place more than 4,000 warriors in with the refugees, this inordinate number of men. Has that spiked concern in the FBI, along with what you've testified before about ISIS having people in every state?
Yes, sir. It's a risk that we are focused on and trying to do everything we can to mitigate.
But without a good fingerprint database, without good identification, I mean, how can you be sure that anyone is who they say they are? You don't have fingerprints to go against. If they've got documents that say they're one, I've been out on the border when I've watched people exchange identification information and decide to use the other ones. Is there a good way to avoid that the FBI is able to use?
The only thing we can query is information that we have. And so if we have no information on someone, they've never crossed our radar screen, never been a ripple in the pond, there will be no record of them there, and so it will be challenging.